So today we're going to talk about on-time delivery. Now in logistics, on-time delivery is pretty important. Many supply chain processes are actually geared towards making sure that the goods and services are delivered on time. So for instance, we plan manufacturing, co-packing, any sourcing really around promised lead times and transit times. So it's uber important to understand those timings properly, and then to implement our processes around that knowledge. In fact, our inventory levels, which means your cost and cost of capital and cash flow, will really be for a large part based around those parameters. So for instance, if your manufacturing lead time is 6 weeks and your transit time, I said, from China to Europe is 21 days, you need to be placing your order at least 9 weeks before you need the goods. Then add a week or so for organizing, and you're talking 10 weeks minimum. So you can't really promise your retailer a promotion on noodles in 3 weeks, which is what happened actually when I worked at Heinz. The air freight bill was humongous. Anyway, digress. So many companies now are facing problems because of the transit time delays due to the Suez Canal issues. And possibly some adjustments need to be made to the lead time and the transit times calculations, possibly also to inventory levels and obviously delivery timings. So let's take a look at your own on-time delivery. So one of the questions is, do you do the things that you say you're going to do? So probably if it's to do with work, you probably do. And it's very likely that if you promise somebody else you'll do something, you do it. But do you do the things for you? Do you do the things for you that you said that you were going to do? Especially the things that help you relax and that make you feel good. We tend to really be very quick to postpone and procrastinate on those things, right? So I always say, put on your own oxygen mask first. When you're okay, you give the best of you to everyone else. And that means that you've got way more to offer. So why not make 2024 a year where you make a point of really looking after you first? It's not selfish, it's just your recovery time. Now, we need recovery time from a workout in the gym, for instance, and you also need recovery time from a workout at work. Now, what about your goals? Did they arrive on time? Did they arrive at all? So this time last year, at the start of 2023, what did you want to happen? What changes and improvements did you plan to make? Maybe it was spend less time at work, more time enjoying life. Maybe you wanted less stress. Maybe you wanted to get fit and healthier. Maybe you wanted to improve some of your relationships. Maybe you wanted to get into a relationship. Maybe you even wanted to get out of a relationship. Did you make all of that happen? Did you make any of it happen? Notice how I said, did you make it happen? See, the truth is that successful people, they don't really bother themselves with excuses. They only think about results. Now, a person who achieves what they want and who achieves what they set out to achieve concerns themselves only with the benefit of reaching their goal. So they think about the benefit of having that result. Now, a person who doesn't achieve their goals thinks only really about the comfort of the process. So as soon as the process starts to get a little bit uncomfortable, they pull back, they'll delay, or they give up. So the real question to ask yourself is, are you interested or are you committed to achieving a goal? Now, wouldn't it be amazing if you could work less in 2024, if you could operate without stress and pressure, if you could avoid or even reverse burnout? What about waking up every day excited and energized? What if you could do all the things that you want to do with the people you want to spend your time with without feeling guilty or distracted or too tired? So what is something that you would like to happen? Now, be honest with yourself. What do you believe is actually stopping you? Are you giving yourself excuses? And are you maybe entertaining the ideas and the reasons why you can't? Now, the best coaching advice I can give you is stop it. Herewith endeth the lesson. No, not really. So the real reasons that you're not doing what you really want to be doing are, just for a few examples, your belief about what you think is or isn't possible, your inability to see yourself with your goal achieved. You're busy, you've got responsibilities, right? So you can't because it's not true. Also, your habitual way of thinking, of feeling, of acting, of reacting, of interacting. So really the only thing you need to do is make some tweaks. Now you're living the way that you're living right now because that's what you know how to do. Achieving your goal would be doing things slightly different. So it's new. So you're not going to know how to do it, but you're going to learn on your way there. Now, once you start to adjust your beliefs and once you start to ask yourself a different kind of questions, like how can I do this rather than why can't I do this? And once you change your non-productive thoughts, non-productive feelings, non-productive actions into productive ones, once you start giving your goals some serious thought and attention, you're actually a good way on your way to achieving it. Now, the thing is, you probably need a mentor or a coach to guide you and to stop you from drifting. Those non-productive habits are very strong. We call them paradigms, or, we talk about the knowing-doing gap. So they will pull you back into your comfort zone as soon as you start to, step out. So the great news is that you actually already know everything there is that you need to know to achieve that goal. To work less, to play more, to work less, to earn more. We just need to bring it to the surface. So that way you can make sure that your goals are delivered to you on time this time. Now, I know we're running out of time, but just wanted to mention as well that your goals have what we call a gestation period. It takes time to grow a flower or a carrot or a baby or an oak tree. It takes time for your goal to materialize. It's actually called the law of gender. So if you want to find out more about what that means and how that relates to you achieving your goal, send me a message. Now, as an exercise for this week, I want you to think of one or two, not more, just one or two non-productive habits that you have, and instead replace them with a productive habit. So for instance, checking your emails in the evenings and at the weekend, maybe even emailing other people at those times, or maybe you're planning meetings when you're supposed to have a day off or the afternoon or the morning off. So replace them with something that's way more productive. Definitely don't do more than one or two things because it won't work. If you try to change more than that, nothing will actually change. Change one habit at a time and you very, very quickly will start to see a difference. That's it for today. So next week, we're going to talk about transforming your supply chain.